Last year, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 came out of nowhere and completely redefined the standards for the modern RPG. Well, just 1 year later, Lumentale's Memory of Trey is here to do the exact same thing for the monster taming genre. Developed by a team of just 14 people at Beehive Studios, this game sets a new golden standard. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. Thank you Team 17 for providing me a free copy so I could get this early review out. For those who want to avoid spoilers, don't worry, this review is completely spoiler free. You could comfortably listen to this like a podcast while you work or play. And with that out the way, let's get into this, yeah? The story kicks off with the classic RPG trope. Our protagonist Trey has amnesia and is on a journey to discover who he is. But Lumentale quickly breaks away from the typical RPG formulas. Your choice actually matters. Early on, you'll encounter a decision involving Dr. Kapan. This choice acts like a single drop of water, creating a rippling effect that alters the timeline, changes future cutscenes, and ultimately dictates which ending you get. It reminds me of how Shin Megami Tensei handles multiple endings back in the day, and Lumentale executes it beautifully. Furthermore, whenever Trey sleeps, he experiences cryptic dreams. If you ever played The World Ends With You, you'll remember how Neku's shooting scene was teased repeatedly until the full picture was revealed. Lumentale uses a similar device, but goes significantly deeper. With over 3 decades of gaming experience, I could usually guess the plot twist a mile away. But this ending completely threw me off. Hats off to the writers in Beehive Studios. On top of the stellar drama with the witty dialogue, genuinely made me laugh out loud. Something rare in the modern game. The world map is split between the north and southern region. While you have to finish one half before completing the other, you could freely explore either side at your own pace. Exploration feels reminiscent of the classic Pokémon games, utilizing a much improved version of hidden mechanics, HM for short. You'll encounter roadblocks that require specific elemental powers to bypass. The twist? These powers don't waste a precious skill slot. If you have a Geotype Animon in your party, you could activate your Holokim's tool to overworld smash the boulder blocking your path. No dedicated HM slaves anymore! Be prepared to backtrack though. Some of these overworld powers are required a few hours into the game, while others take 20 plus hours. Returning to Old Field yields massive rewards, uncovering everything from rare items to entirely new hidden areas. If you played Ruby and Sapphire back in the day, you definitely remember those cryptic Regi caves. Back then the community had to work together to decipher them. Lumentale brings that exact same sense of mystery back with highly difficult environmental puzzles scattered throughout the world. I haven't even solved one yet, but I can't wait for the community to come together and help us crack them down. As a spiritual successor to Pokémon, Lumentale features starting creatures, but instead of 3 options, you get 5. At the start of the game, you'll take a personality quiz. The professor will recommend a specific starter that begins at level 8, while the other choices start at level 5. If you want a specific Animon, I already have a full personality quiz on the channel. I'll link it in the description and the cards on the upper right. What makes these starters incredibly unique is that they feature a split final evolution. Think of it like Charmeleon, and you get to choose between Mega Charizard X or Y. I won't spoil the designs here because discovering them is half the fun. When you step into battle, the combat feels both familiar and refreshingly distinct. It's turn-based, featuring a dynamic turn cycle. You don't need to memorize speed tiers anymore. The turn order updates in real time on screen whether speed buffs or debuffs were applied. Battle scales dynamically from tense 1v1s to massive 4v4 encounters, which feel incredibly methodical. Lumentale also ditches the traditional PowerPoint PP system in favor of a shared skill point, SP pool. Every skill costs SP, and this resource is shared across your entire team. You have to decide whether to let one Animon activate its massive attack, while the others take suboptimal actions, or pass a turn entirely. Passing a turn skips that Animon's action, but you generate 1 SP for the team. The SP pool refreshes every turn, forcing you to adapt to the rhythm of the fight. Instead of 4 skills, your Animon can equip 5! Even better skills can evolve. For example, you could watch a move upgrade from Acid Shot to Acid Shot Plus, and finally, Acid Shot EX, changing both its potency and its visual animation. It is easily one of the coolest mechanics I've seen in a monster taming game. Combat also has a diamond meter representing TP. Exploiting an enemy's weakness or landing a critical hit awards you one of these diamonds. Fill the meter and you get a completely free, resourceless turn. It's a brilliant nod to Shin Megami Tensei's press turn system. To find his weakness, you could scan the wild Animon. 2 successful scans fully reveal their resistant table. And you will need to pay attention to these charts, because dual types of the same element don't share the same weakness. For example, Miwa is a virus type, and it's weak to electric and ice, while resisting chakra, geo, and virus. Meanwhile, Smellwing is also a virus type, but it's weak to aura, electric, and ice, while resisting anomalous, demon, and virus. It sounds overwhelming, but once an Animon is scanned, the game automatically displays effectiveness indicators whenever you hover over a skill. You will need every advantage you can, because boss fights feature multiple HP bars. As you break through their HP threshold, they become more aggressive and completely alter their attack patterns, mimicking an MMO raid boss. Unlike Pokemon, where one overleveled starter can carry you through the entire game, Lumentale forces you to master the basics. The difficulty scales aggressively, and I found myself constantly swapping my party composition in the mid and late game. If you love Nuzlockes, speedruns, or self-imposed challenges, you're absolutely gonna love the base difficulty here. For my competitive players, the underlying stats are incredibly user-friendly. Individual values, IVs for short, span from 0 to 10, represented by N for 0 and X for 10, making them much easier to read than Pokemon's hidden 0 to 31 scale. Effort values, EVs, are completely customizable. You could reset and allocate your EV spread at any time, allowing you to easily test new speed tiers, or min-max your Bolt without the tedious grind of breeding an entirely new Pokemon. This seamless optimization naturally feeds right into the game's robust online features. Lumentale supports player versus player online battles, direct trading, and blind mystery trades. On top of that, they've included a feature inspired directly by Pokemon Diamond and Pearl's classic global trade system, or GTS for short. I unfortunately didn't get to utilize these features during my test window, as I am playing on an early review copy, and my fellow creator peers were completely buried trying to get their review finished. But knowing that these tools are locked and loaded for launch makes this seem very promising. The hunt for wild Animon is equally rewarding. Every species has 2 standard abilities, with some featuring 3. On top of that, there's a 10% chance a wild Animon will spawn with a hidden type. Matching an Animon's skill to its hidden type grants a massive 50% same type attack bonus. Stab for short, making the search for the perfect wild spawn incredibly addictive. While exploring, you might occasionally hear a distinct audio chime. This is a cue that a lost Animon, this version's game of shinies, is nearby. As you get closer to the overworld position, the cue intensifies, and they have rotating stars both in and out of combat. Lost Animons aren't just palette swaps, they feature actual physical design tweaks, giving them a massive premium feel over traditional shinies. When it comes to capturing them, you have 2 options. You could use Bilia's, this game's version of Pokeballs, during the turn-based combat. Alternatively, you could use the Holokin tool in the overworld to initiate a real-time button prompt minigame. Mastering this minigame makes farming resources and capturing wild Animons incredibly fast and engaging. If If collecting every single Animon in the overworld isn't enough for you, Lumentale features a full in-game trading card system. You can literally collect every Animon again in card form. Best of all, there are zero real-world scalpers to worry about. You can buy all cards at direct MSRP while building a collection of some incredibly sick-looking holographic cards. If you're a casual gamer who loves to unwind, the game features the Ani Space. Think of this as Pokemon Emerald's secret bases, but dialed up to 11. The furniture selection is massive, allowing for intricate decorations alongside a handful of relaxing minigames to break up the core RPG loop. Now let's talk about performance and how long this journey will take you. I played the game on Steam, and as a massive completionist, I caught as many wild Animon and finished as many side quests as I possibly could. Playing it at a casual, steady pace, I beat the game in around 45 hours, and I unlocked one of the endings. However, because of the diverging path and multiple endings, a second playthrough to explore the other side could easily net you 80 to 100 hours of playtime, especially because I'm missing a few rare Animons that are safely locked behind those difficult puzzles I mentioned earlier. Performance-wise, the game is incredibly polished. During my 45-hour playthrough, I didn't encounter a single bug. I noticed slightly longer load times when transitioning into a very large open world biome, but other than that, everything else ran like a dream. In the end, Lumentale Memories of Trey earns the title as Expedition 33 of Monster Tamers. It honors the foundation of the genre while boldly innovating on its flaws. This is a pure passion project, and I want to personally thank Beehive Studios for raising the bar going forward. Lumentale gets a definitive 10 out of 10 from me. It's an absolute must-buy. At its $25 price tag, it feels like an absolute steal. I would have easily gave them $80 for the experience I had. I just hope that this isn't Beehive Studios' last game, because I can't wait to see what they build next. If you have any unanswered questions, then drop them down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider checking out this one right here. Until the next video, I'll see ya.